referenced a figure of 70 million earlier in savings achieved. How big is the prize? What do you think the full potential in the supply chain is for greater resource
I mean,
efficiency?
it is hard to know, I guess, sitting here today, but we did a piece of activity with our finance director, and he thinks tracking out between now and probably, I would guess, we give ourselves up to about 2020 or thereabouts. There's the best part of £1 billion worth of efficiencies to go after. We call it about 800 million at the moment. That's kind of a finger in the air. I think activities like the exchange, which is one of our key planks for engaging our suppliers, will help us to identify that number, but it's not insignificant.
And so specifically about the Sustain and Save Exchange, how does that figure in this? How does that help you go after that target?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's lots of activity underway. The Sustain and Save Exchange is just one part of activity that we have going on. To my mind, though, I think it's an effective space that I would like to push activity into it. So rather than for a buyer, going back to my colleagues on the trading floor, having 5 pieces of sustainability activity, wouldn't it be great if we can drive it through one work stream, like the Sustain and Save Exchange? So I see it as encompassing all that kind of activity going forward. Sitting here today, we've done a trial in our fresh food category, and the trial was extremely successful. We're now rolling it out across another of our categories, the fresh and frozen category, and initially looking at the different key areas where there is both cost and there is environmental impact around, cold processes, hot processes, and mechanical movement processes. We also want to raise the baseline for all of our suppliers. And I think a great example is, if you're sitting in a small company, and perhaps you don't employ that many people, you certainly won't have a dedicated sustainability person on your staff. Yet you will be hearing from ourselves and potentially from other companies this word sustainability, and we want you to become more sustainable. If we can use the exchange to take, 3-4 pieces of best practice and give it to those guys and say, do you know what, if you do nothing else than these 3 or 4 pieces of activity, you're on the journey to becoming more sustainable, and you will save money and you'll have a stronger relationship with us. So actually it's a really hard question to answer, because I think we're going to see lots of activity come out from it, but it gives us that collaboration space within which to work and make this activity happen.
Yeah.